Live from the Guild TV studio, it's Birmingham Goes Live!
Hello and welcome to yet another fun episode of Birmingham Goes Live. We're so happy to be here, and today's episode is all about the Oscars, the greatest film event of the year. And we shall be your hosts. I'm Beryl Hassan.
And I'm Vicky Thompson.
And you might be wondering why we're holding these babies. You might have also noticed them in the title sequence, and it's to give you a little hint about what's to come from Guild TV. Hint, hint, it's all about the Star Wars movie. Oh my God, yes. We will be joined by our guests, Dominic Ryder and James Cardis, and they're going to share their opinions about the Oscars with us.
And later we're going to have some wonderful music by Joe Macy and Rose Miller. Looking forward to that. Yes. We should probably put this away.
I feel like,
I'm thinking we're getting a bit too attached to these things. Right. Okay. No, actually, it's funny we're doing the show on the Oscars because I have very limited knowledge on what the Oscars, like what's actually happening this year in the Oscars.
Do you not watch them every year?
No, I do. Don't get me wrong. I am a very big film fan. The other day I was sort of semi-dragged along to go see Deadpool thinking it was just going to be, you know, your generic superhero film. But actually, I loved it. Have you seen it?
It is so good. I saw it last week as well. It is so funny.
It's kind of like a superhero film, but not a superhero film, which is pretty much why I liked it, I think. Yeah. What was your favourite joke in it?
Okay, I had two. The first one was when they were talking about the Taken movies, and Deadpool's normal human character was like, at some point you just have to wonder if he is just a bad father for his daughter to be taken like in two different movies. And then the other favorite of mine was when he kept visiting the X-Men house, and there were he kept seeing the same two characters, and then he was like, oh, how odd. It makes you wonder if the studio couldn't afford any more characters.
Yeah, I loved it when he was just like, Ryan Reynolds, pretty bad actor, to be honest. Like, the whole thing was just really self-deprecating, but absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen it yet, it's literally like the most weird love story come superhero film. You can't really describe it. I don't think there's actually a genre to describe
I'm
this
not
film
even going to
under.
try to, because I don't want to spoil it for it. Well, I did tell two jokes. But
but other than that,
it
definitely, we both think probably should have got an Oscar. Probably
maybe next year.
Yeah, although it's kind of not one of those hard-hitting films that the Oscars generally like to press, you know. Whereas, something like Inside Out, apparently that was really emotional, and that's something that's going to be nominated.
As an animation movie, I think it hit home.
As you know, a teenager or coming out of my teenhood, I was pretty scarred by it, I've got to say. Have you seen any of the other Oscar films?
I saw Carol. It took me an hour to understand the topic of the movie, which is actually kind of bad about,
Well, in a way, that's quite a good sign because it means it's complicated. I think the best films you don't understand sometimes. Yeah.
And I'm rooting for Kate Blanchett. I hope she wins.
Okay, is she for Best Actress then?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, Mad Max Fury.
Okay.
It was really good. It was full of
It's a very male film, that one, isn't it?
Do you think so? I thought it was so exciting. I wanted to watch it again and again and again. It's so good. And Amy.
I actually saw a documentary on the making of the documentary Amy, and haven't seen the film itself yet, but it actually looks really, really good.
Yeah, it makes you realize that, I don't know, as a celebrity, you don't realize their human side, but when you see a documentary like that, you're like, oh.
Just anything to do with Amy Winehouse, I find pretty, emotional.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, no, actually a film that I am looking forward to seeing is The Revenant. Purely because Leonardo, I'm a little bit of a fangirl of Leonardo. I think everyone knows this. And you know what? I'm hoping this year is his year to win an Oscar.
Are you sure?
Leo. Yeah, I think it could be. And, funnily enough, we actually have a great video summarising why Leo, it might be his year this year, and why he, unfortunately, did not manage to clinch it the other few years. So,
let's
go.
This year's Oscars are just around the corner, and I'm going to be giving you the lowdown on everything Leonardo DiCaprio, and we're also going to talk to you a bit about the nominees for this year's coveted Best Actor award. So the nominees this year are Matt Damon for The Martian, Bryan Cranston for Trumbo, Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs, Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl, and of course Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant. So the question on everyone's minds this year is, will Leo finally win that Oscar?
In 1994, he lost the Oscar for What's Eating Gilbert Grape to Tommy Lee Jones for his performance in The Fugitive. In 2005, he lost the Oscar for The Aviator to Jamie Foxx, who won it for Ray. In 2007, he was nominated for Blood Diamond, but lost it to Forrest Whitaker for his performance in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. and his most recent nomination for Wolf of Wall Street was also taken from him by a worthy Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club. But what do we think will happen this year with his nomination for The Revenant? A star-studded cast with all the necessary elements that could earn that prestigious award. Violence, heartbreak, struggle, gutsy scenes of raw human endurance which all encapsulate this committed, ferocious performance by Leo, where we see a man stripped down to the bones fighting for his life. All this is heightened by beautiful mountain landscapes and nature set in the Argentinian mountains where the cast spent grueling months. I'm here with Tony Cogan now, who is member of FilmSoc here at the university. He's also a massive film fanatic. So Tony, what do you think it is about Leo that has stopped him from getting that all-important Oscar so far?
I wouldn't really say it's anything to do with DiCaprio. It's more the Oscar Academy in general, like the way they tend to prefer voting for acting awards. It's each year that DiCaprio's been nominated, their trends have favoured another performance. In 2004, when he was nominated for The Aviator, like the Oscar Academy, they tend to like performances where the actor has a physical condition, something that impairs their normal abilities, but one that doesn't necessarily mean they lose their looks, something that doesn't require like a lot of tense makeup to go through. So, and considering his performances at Ray Charles, who is blind, that year it suited Jamie Foxx. Over years, the general trends in the film industry have been towards another actor winning it. Like when DiCaprio was nominated for The Wolf of Wall Street, the general trend in the film industry that year was all about the reconnaissance, and all of it culminating in Matthew McConaughey winning Best Actor for Dallas Buyers Club. So that was stacked against DiCaprio there again. And other times, I'd say that the producers of a film have tended to nominate other performances years where DiCaprio probably could have won, like with Django Unchained. I feel like DiCaprio could have won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar if he'd been nominated for Django Unchained, but the producers of the film nominated Christoph Waltz instead and ended up winning it, so I understand their logic.
Okay, cool, that's interesting. So obviously this year he's nominated for The Revenant. Do you reckon that this could be Leo's year?
Yeah, I think all stuff about this year is well suited to be DiCaprio's year. Firstly, it's his turn to win. Like whenever actor or director or whoever has been nominated numerous times in the past and not won, it's always agreed that one year it's just their turn to win. Like how in 2006, after he was nominated for Best Director numerous times, it was Martin Scorsese's turn to win the Best Director for The Departed. Well, say like his performance in The Revenant, it ticks a lot of the boxes for the Oscar voters. Firstly, he's playing a real person with Hugh Glass, and most people that have won Best Actor or any of the acting awards in really the past few years have been for playing a real person.
Okay, well, let's hope that this year is his year.
So we've discussed his past films and nominations, we've got some opinions, so all that's left to say is, Leo, good luck, and maybe this year will be your year.
All right, that was very interesting. Thank you for that video. And now we're joined by our guests, Dominic Ryder and James Cardis. Thank you for coming, guys. How are you?
Very much. Thank you. Very good.
Very good to see you. So guys, do you think it could be Leo's year this year? We know I'm a big fangirl, but what are your opinions?
Well, as the guy in that VT just correctly said, he will win it because it is his turn, because that is how the Oscars go every single year. It's a few years ago when Colin Firth won it for The King's Speech. Obviously he put in a great performance, but he actually should have won it the year before for A Single Man, but somebody else won it. And so they decided to give it to him for The King's Speech because it was his turn.
Do you not think sometimes though it's because it's more about who the actors are actually playing, what parts they're given, not necessarily whether they're good actors?
I would have said that. I mean, I think historically Leo's had a habit of playing the cool guy.
Yeah.
This kind of cool, suave character. And I think historically the Oscars has favoured the character who is oppressed and is going through a struggle, or like the guy in the VT mentioned there, the person with like a physical impairment or something like that, because I guess it's a harder thing to kind of portray as an actor.
Cool guy.
I imagine. And also, I mean, I guess all the hype that's been made about Leo this year. I mean, I think the backlash if they didn't give him one would be pretty bad.
Yeah,
you know?
I think everyone's rooting for him this year.
Yeah, but then at the same time, the unpredictability of it, that's kind of like the unpredictability. Like, if he then doesn't win, that's actually kind of funny, I think. And the harshest way to do it.
I I don't know. I think they're under quite a lot of pressure to give him it.
I think the Oscars in the past have shown themselves to be very predictable, to be
Oh, you
honest,
think so?
especially in comparison to other award ceremonies. Like the BAFTAs the other week, I don't think I saw anything in the BAFTAs that showed me that there's going to be any different result in the Oscars, to be honest.
Are there any Oscar-nominated movies that you will be rooting for?
Yeah, well, my favourite movie of last year wasn't even nominated, which,
that
clearly, in my
hurt.
opinion, Star Wars The Force Awakens was the best film of last year. Inside
That
Out
has
as
been
well.
given some nominations.
Yeah, but not for Best Film, which it should have
No.
been. Inside Out as well should have been nominated for Best Film. Straight Outta Compton should have been nominated for Best Film. But the film that should win, it won't win it because Revenant will win it, but Mad Max Fury Road should win the
was
Oscar
good.
for Best Film. But as the Oscars have shown in the past, they don't like sci-fi, they don't like fantasy, so they'll give it to Revenant.
What about you, James? Do you have a film you're rooting for?
Yeah, there is one. So, okay, I haven't...
What's
I haven't seen all the films. I mean, Inside...
I think Dom's probably the only person who has, actually.
Yeah, I'm like, Dom's the film expert. I mean, the one that I did watch Mad Max Fury Road, and it was great. Watched it on a plane.
That's
I
the
watched-
Anything's good on the plane, though.
Yeah, I watched The Martian at the cinema and absolutely loved it. Like,
Okay.
really, I mean, I'm kind of a Matt Damon fan, but that's
Matt
probably
Damon.
the one I would root for. And I don't know. I'm not I'm not as much of an expert on film, so I don't know how much.
You're more like, I like the film. If the Oscars don't agree with it, then I don't really care as long as I like it. Yeah. I think that's pretty much my opinion. I think on things to do with Oscars. But so this might seem like quite an obvious question to ask Dom, but do you think the judges are generally quite accurate in their choices?
No,
or?
they're
there
not.
we go.
This is an award ceremony that in the past has given the award for Best Film to Braveheart, to Titanic, to Driving Miss Daisy, which wasn't even the best Morgan Freeman film of the year. So it's
All right, Dom. All right.
So,
The emotions are coming out.
Constantly they get it. This is it's the award ceremony that didn't give Citizen Kane the award for Best Film, and they've got it wrong so many times in the past. Sometimes they do get it right. Very rarely they get it right. But
More on this on the Dom Rant show.
But
the amount of times they overlook nominees.
But why do you think they do this?
It's
then?
because it's really political. It's
Okay.
like if you look at all the films that get nominated for these awards, they're normally films that are released at the back end of the year because they're fresh in the voters' minds.
Yeah.
It is, as
You
we
do
said,
notice suddenly great films all come out all at once, don't you?
exactly.
Like going to the
It's-
cinema, going
it's
to
that
the
whole
cinema.
thing about it being people's turns. It's the whole thing. Yeah, as James said, they favour actors and films that have things to do with like true stories with disabilities. And they hate things like sci-fi and fantasy and animated. I mean, a few years ago, things like Toy Story 3, Up, films like that probably deserve to win, which weren't even nominated. And films like that get overlooked all the time.
An animation, if that can make you tear up, then actually almost that's more impressive than actors.
I mean, last year, the one thing, actually it wasn't the last year, the year before, the one thing that really got me was that Lego Movie won Best Animated Film at the BAFTAs. And it wasn't even nominated for an Oscar for Best Animated Film. That
it
was the
did
one that
deserve-
really...
yeah.
I love Lego Movie.
It's very disparate.
It's a brilliant
isn't it?
film.
Okay, on that point, there has been a lot of actors and actresses talking about the fact that Oscars, well, the Academy has members that are old and that are, from a particular background, and this year particularly, because there are no kind of diverse movies that are nominated, some actors and actresses have followed Jada Smith's lead and decided not to attend to make a social message. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think that Straight Outta Compton was nominated for Best Original Screenplay, which I think is correct because it's a great movie. It should have been nominated for Best Film. There are some great performances in there which should have been nominated. And this whole thing, and I feel really sorry in a way for the black acting community, because if they do sound like they're complaining, like in years to come, people may say, oh, they're only putting them in there so they have a black actor in there to make up the nominees, when obviously they want to be in there on merit. And there are some performances this year that should have been in there on merit. And it's, but I do think that actors and producers and directors, whatever, they don't really make these films for awards. They make them because they love them.
Hopefully, like that, you don't want the film industry to become about that. But
Exactly,
yeah.
and I think, and sometimes when when people complain about these sorts of things, maybe less this year because there is a big controversy around it and it is an issue, but sometimes when people complain about not getting awards and things, it is sort of like they are having a bit of a moan, really, and they're not, you know, the fact that they're not giving a statue for something.
It is the second year in a row that this issue has been raised.
Yeah.
So the more the years stack up, I think the louder their voices will get.
Yeah. Well, 12 Years a Slave, which won a couple of years ago, definitely should have won. Last year, Selma was nominated. We've had films like in that sort of area which have been nominated, but obviously this year it hasn't been a great.
Then, as you say, even whether it's a film to black people in it or just a generic film, like you just never really understand the way the judging panel go, do you? They don't ever seem to make sense. So.
Yeah.
All right.
But what if you were to choose on a slightly more lighter note, because I think we've gone a bit heavy.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a host
Yeah.
for the Oscars, who would you guys pick?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I would like to go first. Didn't get to answer the last question with this big mouth. I would pick Jim Carrey.
Okay. I like that one.
I'm a huge
actually.
Jim Carrey fan. And Jim Carrey is one of those people who you can literally just put him on the spot and he'll be entertaining for indefinitely. I think he's one of the most entertaining personalities there are. And I think he'd be perfect for it.
So I was actually going to say I'd probably choose James Corden, so I think we're actually on a very similar...
For similar reasons.
Yeah,
Because
this
he's
is...
just,
Dom is getting...
I've got the UK version, you've got the American... We're obviously both the more light-hearted, funny people. That's what we're
entertaining
going
to
for.
watch, and they just do their job very well.
I think in the past few years, the Oscar hosts have had really poor choices. Jane Franco and Anne Hathaway, rubbish. Seth MacFarlane, rubbish. Neil Patrick Harris, rubbish. I think the one man that they really need to sort of put in a really dramatic show, really great, have that sort of controversy that a show like this needs, and the sort of entertainment comedy factor, it's got to be Ricky Gervais.
No.
It has to be.
No.
I
disagree.
Every single year he's hosted the Golden Globes. He's been really successful. He's had huge positive reception to it. You know, it's got to be Ricky Gervais.
Well, that is a very controversial answer, but
I think we could debate this one for a lot longer.
Yes.
We'll see you guys after. And,
we're going to give a nice little break here.
Yeah.
We're going to have a 60-second news update from Guild TV, and it's going to be about the new science and tech news, and I happen to be presenting it. Here we go. This is Guild TV bringing you a 60-second update. An attempt to breed polar bears in Scotland looks set to go ahead this year. Polar bear cubs were last born in the UK almost 25 years ago. The Royal Zoological Society of Scotland has begun preparations to pair up 2 bears at its Highland Wildlife Park. Polar bears are classified as vulnerable on the red list of threatened species. A study has found a link between air pollution and obesity. It found that rats who breathed polluted Beijing air gained weight after just 3 weeks of exposure. They also experienced cardiorespiratory dysfunctions and decreased metabolic function. Facebook has created a social VR team to explore virtual reality technology's potential beyond games as it prepares for the consumer launch of its Oculus Rift VR headset. It plans to raise the quality of 360-degree videos on the service while exploring the possibilities of how people can share and connect utilizing VR technology. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Twitter for more 60-second updates throughout the year.
hello and welcome back. Thank you very much for that very fascinating segment there, Beryl.
It's okay.
My mind has been enlightened. So guys, you two are very avid film writers, producers, actors yourselves, have we seen in many videos before. Dom, you've got a new thing, it's a comedy show, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dick and Dom.
Yes.
Please tell us more about that. How did that one come about
Well, it's me and my friend Richard Baker.
Richard?
Yes.
Okay.
We performed stand-up comedy together with Footnotes Comedy Society. And, you know, we're both really good friends, and we said at one point that we'd both written a few sketches, and we thought, oh, we'll get together and maybe like read it through a few of them. And when we realised that they're actually pretty good, well, at least we thought they were pretty good, we could actually make a show out of it. So we made, written a few more, and yeah, we've put it into this sketch show, which sort of stealing the name from a certain other comedy duo.
From something from my childhood, that name, yeah.
But,
okay.
No, but it's been so much fun to do. It's been really, really fun. I'm really proud.
What has been your favourite thing about filming it and producing it. I think you produce it as well, don't you?
Yeah, just
And write it.
yeah, just having such a good laugh with Richard because he's such a funny guy. The sketches I think are really good. I mean, the edited, it's basically all finished now, and it's watching the edited things look really great. And Annabelle, who's our producer as well, has been fantastic for us. I can't thank her enough for how much work she's done. And yeah, it's just been really good fun.
And finally, are you entering into the NASTA film?
Yeah, it's up for Best Comedy and Best Writing as well for NASTA.
Okay. That's the Student Television Awards.
Yeah,
for those
it
of you
is.
who are
So
interested. It's
hopefully we'll
quite a
get
big
something.
deal for us here.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed we get some more things through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you, James? What have you been up to lately? What are you filming? What are you producing? Do you want to give a little bit
firstly,
detail
I
about
liked your
Star
little
Wars?
introduction where we're avid film writers, producers, directors. I'd like to call myself an avid film producer. There's probably two things I'm involved in at the moment. So I'll do the smaller one first. So the first one I'm doing is, I say smaller, I'm doing a comedy show as well. It's more like a sitcom, and it's basically using everyone in Guild TV to kind of create kind of like a reality sitcom thing.
Okay.
And it's in its early stages.
It's like a
so
fly on the wall almost.
Is it like a
almost
mockumentary? Like Parks and Recreation?
It's, yeah, maybe a bit like that, but it's early days, so I'm going to leave it there. And the second thing I'm doing, working with some awesome people in Guild TV, is a short Star Wars film, which you alluded to earlier.
Yes.
And I'm one of the characters in that, and I've done a lot of choreography for it, and that's been a lot of fun to do. I also gave myself a carpet burn by falling. Like I've had some horrendous falls and
Your
slips.
heart goes fully into the acting.
Oh yeah, you've got to become the
fully.
character. Yeah.
We
What
hope
we
you
do
get
for our
better
art then.
soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hope you get better soon. I'm sure that hurts a lot.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It's a carpet burn. It's fine.
I'm a man.
I'm aware.
It's time for, I think, yet another video.
Yeah, so we're going to now watch a little sneak preview of Dick and Dom.
Oh, excellent.
So, here we go.
Those cadenas close to genius. Sold out arenas, you can suck my penis. Gilbert arenas, guns on deck. Chest to chest, tongue on neck. International oral sex. Every picture I take, I pose a threat. Bold and jet, what you expect? Her pussy so good, I bought her a pet. Anyway, every day I'm trying to get to it. Gotta say to my phone on the big booty. Anyway, every day I'm trying to get to it. Gotta say to my phone on
Guys, does this make me sound like an arsehole?
Yeah, I mean, like, my mum's gonna watch this. I don't really want to offend her. Like, to be honest, I think we should. I don't
I'm
think
not
we
happy
should
with
do
this.
So, like,
Sorry, guys,
yeah,
but
sorry. Like, it's yeah. I do like the hat though.
so it's my first day on the job as a promoter. Really keen. I know everyone's going to be really supportive and really helpful. So yeah, let's go. So this is my first one. This is my first flyer. Hi there. Would you like a flyer? Can you pass my drink, please?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh, sorry, mate. But hey, at least it was a soft drink.
Oh yeah, can I get you any drinks whilst you wait?
Yeah. Can I get a glass of Coke, please?
I'm afraid we've only got Pepsi. Is that okay?
Of course it is, because they're both exactly the same.
That was actually really funny. I'm looking forward to watching that. Okay, that's been it for today, guys. Thank you for watching us, and thank you to our guests, James and Dominic. They've been so much fun. And thank you to everyone that actually helped us put this together in the studio today. It's been such a good atmosphere. I'm Beryl Naz Hassan.
And I'm Vicky Thompson. We're now joined by Rose Miller and Joe Macy, who are going to play us out. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. See you next time in Birmingham Goes Live.
Take it away, guys.
There has been a storm in my house tonight, under the carpet, where nobody goes out. I can hear the big people storming in my doll's house, only for show. I can hear the little people falling onto the dust, under the clay. They do play, so let's go play in the garden, 'cause Mommy said no. Let's disobey Daddy just for the show. Just pull up your stockings and come on, let's go tonight. We can play hide and seek in the night with the girls and roll the dice on the board of life. We can paint the town till we wear that crown tonight. Yes, we can run a maze till we're driving crazy. We can kick up a fight just to thrill the night. We can take 'em all with our poker faces on tonight. Yeah, we are stormers. Oh yeah, we're stormers. Yeah, we're stormers. That's what they call us when we walk through the door. Mr. Violet, so you know it's you. You're the girl with the long brown hair. Don't you walk past me without giving a kiss, 'cause I've heard you do it well. And over the shoulds and the should very nights, we learn to do what's right. And Mommy and Daddy say, don't you walk fast, but I walk at the speed I like. I walk at the speed I like. And don't tell me that it's over, 'cause where do I go from here? And don't tell me that I'm no good, 'cause I've been loved before. I've been loved before. Oh, we're stormers. Oh yeah, we're stormers. Stormers. That's what they call us when we walk through the door. Oh, we're stormers. Oh yeah, we're stormers. Stormers. That's what they call us when we walk through the door. Dancing like lovers, taking part in this beautiful world. Don't take no for an answer, just take what you deserve. Learn to do what's best and ignore all the rest. We